Hello and welcome to Decorating Pages podcast. I am your host, Kim Wanup. How's it going? I hope you enjoyed last week's episode all about the Emmys and what I think is going to go down and reviewing all the nominees. And good luck to everyone. Voting is coming up, and that is why these next few episodes are important. Today's, especially for variety, set decorator Heidi Miller talks about Jimmy Kimmel Live and how they get these crazy ideas that they come up with and have to execute them in lightning time. So we will check in with her in a little bit. The Emmy voting starts on the 18th of August and runs through the 27th. So if you are an Emmy voter, that is your timeline. Episodes coming up for Emmy consideration. I know I talked about this last week, but today I have Heidi Miller. Next week I have production designer Kalina Ivanov from The Penguin. And then I also have, I have that other episode. I know I went over it last time with the with how many episodes I have for people to listen to. Allison Gartshore also is the following week for Bridgerton. So I hope you will listen and cast your votes accordingly. I'm a big contender of don't vote for your friends, vote for the work. Let's be a little ethical here. We all want our friends to win. And the thing is, your friend might have the best work. So then go for it. But let's get a little bit into what Wanup's watching, because I know people do like that. I watched the film Sinners, production designed by Hannah Bleacher and set decorated by Monique Champagne, who you can hear on this podcast for her work on Nickel Boys, which was heart-wrenching. But she seemed like a joy. I liked Sinners. I like the look of it. I like that it's set back in the 40s, maybe the 50s, 40s. Oh man. But these twin brothers return to their hometown and shit goes awry pretty quickly. They got this whole plan to move back in and do right, and shit goes wrong with some vampires. But I love, there's a little back and forth of modern day. Make sure you stay till the very end, because there is an ending scene that is very important. The lighting in this is great. The tones that they use to show the living and the dead, the warmth, and then the cold colors. I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was very well done, and nothing complex, but good film. I would say it's on HBO. We're back to HBO. That's what I'm calling it. It's on HBO Max, whatever, but we're back to that. Also on HBO Max is that Jane Mansfield, This Is My Mother, I think it's called, by Mariska Hargitay, which I think it's Haggerty. I don't know. Hargitay? I thought that they pronounce it Hargitay, but then her dad is Haggerty. I don't know. Isn't it Mickey Haggerty? I don't know. I watched the documentary. I'm already forgotten. But fantastic. So sad. And things I never knew about, like the car crash of her mom's life, how she grew up. It's always these sad stories about men back then, and the heartbreak of Hollywood and tragedy that befell this poor family. And her brothers are in it. She interviews them. You get to see pictures of Jane Mansfield's house, which is really fantastic because it was all pink and crazy. So that is totally worthwhile checking out. Again, that is on HBO. The Bear, production designer by Marie Vesky and Eric Frankel. The season for production design, again, a lot of variety, a lot of homes. They're in the restaurant again, and flashbacks and stuff. I'm done with The Bear. I get it. I'm sick of people talking over each other. I don't want any more long pauses on Jeremy Allen White, who I really like as an actor. I think he's fantastic. But I don't know. We did all that. They have this whole episode of like all the cousins coming back. It's the same cousin. It's the same thing. They just try to recreate it from the previous season, which was a really good episode. They're under a table, which I have to point out is so ridiculous. But, 20 people underneath this table, which is a cute scene for the little kid who's in it. But like, I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm done. I'm done with the bear. And it's not a comedy. It's not a comedy. But I said that last week, but I went into that rant, but whatever. As you are listening to this, I am in Venice. So I pre-recorded this. I am on vacation right now. And one of the things before I left, I was like, oh, let's watch some Italy, Italian movies. I was like, oh, let's watch Gladiator. So I watched Gladiator, which was from 2000. It's from 2000. It holds up. Gladiator 2 I thought was pretty good too. I recently watched that. I thought that was pretty good. But Gladiator is a good film. You can't knock it. It's exciting. It's sad. You get some action. Yeah. Production designer Arthur Max. And there are 3 decorators listed. Sonia Claus, Crispin Sales, and Emilio Ardua, who is uncredited, but that's what it says on IMDb. So beautiful sets, and I remember seeing that in the theater and being in awe of how they recreated the Colosseum. And so it's a good rewatch. If you haven't seen it in a while, check it out. It's still, I'm telling you, it still holds up. So yeah, so that's what I've been watching. Oh, one more. I watched The Long Goodbye, which is 1973, and it is, what's his name? His Elliot Gould. I'm not like a Elliot Gould fan or whatever, but this film kept coming up on like you would like, so I checked it out. I did like it. It's director Robert Altman. It's slow, which most of Altman's films are. A lot of talking. It's slow, but on a whole, it's a good film, and it's present day 1973 Los Angeles. So if anybody's looking for some present day research, it's pretty good. There's a funny story of like he lives in this apartment building, and then there's like naked chicks living next door, like all these chicks just hanging out naked, which I thought was pretty funny. And it has a surprise. It has a surprise at the end. So stay with it. It is a long one. It felt longer. 112 minutes. I don't know, it felt longer. But I enjoyed it. Yeah, 1973, The Long Goodbye with Elliot Gould. So that's what One Up's been watching. Now, let's get into this episode. So, in this episode, I am speaking with Emmy-nominated set decorator Heidi Miller for her work on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Heidi talks about how it's really like behind the scenes on a late night show, from tackling really tight timelines, budget challenges, cobbling together like these sets that they've had, and they just twist and turn around to make it work on their timeline. You will hear how she pulled off like these Sesame Street builds with Oscar the Grouch, which was awesome. The Hanacorn set, which is really good, and then this Elf on the Shelf bit, which is hilarious. You can see all of these bits on YouTube, but I was very interested of how it all comes together and the timelines, because it just seems crazy to me, and how she has a warehouse full of pieces that she can pull from because it is so crazy. And we talk about some of her past projects. She shares some trips on sourcing props, and even the ever-changing industry that we talk about, that her warehouse is actually an old prop house, which made me think a lot. And they are nominated for Best Production Design in Variety. It's a tight category, as we talked about. But I'm so glad the show was recognized, and Heidi and her designer and art director, congratulations. So I hope you enjoy.
Let's say thank you, first of all, for Thank
for
you.
coming on because I know everybody's busy. And there's such a timeline, there's such a short timeline between the announcements and the voting in the second round. So you kind of gotta like be like, oh, I'm overjoyed that you're nominated and congratulations. And then it's like, oh, I gotta kind of get to work and hustle here. Like, that's how
I
I always
know. And
feel.
I am both of those things because like I am extremely overjoyed. Like I really truly was not expecting this. And now I'm even more motivated to like kick SNL's ass because
Yeah.
they have three
Yeah,
nominations
I know.
between the two.
I mean, they might cancel themselves out.
Let's hope.
Let's be honest. They might cancel themselves out. So you never know. But congratulations on your nomination. It's so well deserved. I first
Thank you.
don't really have a grasp on your like from hey, we're going to do this to it airs. I don't have a grasp on that for like live and variety and everything. So can you dive in a little bit about that? Can we maybe let's talk about the Sesame Street set that you had?
Yeah. So, generally speaking, like as far as like a timeline goes, um, wow, it varies from day to day
Yeah.
because a lot of times we're prepping things. Like for instance, right now we're going to Brooklyn for a week at the end of September,
Mhm.
and we shoot at BAM, and it's like an 1,800 person theater,
Mhm.
and we do a huge build there,
Yeah.
and so we're actually building and prepping everything for that now that we're going to truck out to New York, um, like a week or two prior. And so we're working on stuff like that, but then like bits come up, like this Sesame Street bit, like we heard that Oscar wanted to do something with us. And so I think
Wait.
I know it's crazy. We had like 2 weeks for this particular prep, which is very extensive for what we normally do. Very often, we have a day or two to prep something. And that includes putting walls up, getting them painted, and doing all the dressing. With this particular one, we we designed a set for what we call Studio C in our building, which is essentially a 30 by 30 box where we build all of our sets. And we
That's
we
small.
designed it the way we wanted to build it, and they said, "No way, we're not giving you money to do that." And so our incredible production designer, David Ellis, he was able to cobble all of this together with walls that we had existing, and just with a couple of added pieces that he had built, like the stoop.
Mhm.
Um, and we were able to do it for a quarter of what we first quoted them. And so all of this is going on. While this is happening, we're prepping this. There's probably 8 other things we're prepping,
Right.
working with all kinds of different teams from the field department. We're talking everything from green screen bits to man on the streets to band looks for the performances, and then the main show. And sometimes we have a lot of stuff happening on the main show. Like last week, we had Jelly Roll as our host, and he's been doing this WWE stuff. And they thought it would be hilarious to do a breakaway desk. So he had those guys, smashing into what looked like Jimmy's desk. So we had 3 breakaways built for that. So like all of these things are happening at once. And so this thing, like it was real feat.
Yeah,
uh, and we were able to really, I was just so pleased with what we were able to do with
because
this.
while they're dealing with walls and all, like how big are the windows for the shears? I got to get blinds. I got to get the shades. Like how big is the stoop and how many plants and the planter boxes and the curtains and everything? I mean,
I mean, to be honest, like because we are constantly cobbling together, like just like building these sets out of everything we have around the building. And um, a lot of times I don't even take measurements until the walls are in
oh yeah.
because sometimes things change. Like,
I don't either. We don't I never trust a drawing anymore. You can't.
yeah, I
No.
mean, it's, for what we're doing for Brooklyn, like I can obviously, because that's something we're building. But when we just throw these walls together, we have like, you know, very limited time in terms of what we can do. I will say that we have a pretty decent storage facility in that we sort of taken over the old RC Vintage.
Oh,
And so we have over on Cherokee, we
yeah.
have essentially like a warehouse that where we store walls and carpet and all kinds of set dressing, as well as like our prop makers are housed over there. So they're
Wow.
constantly working on different things. So like a lot of times, like, maybe I won't, like if we're doing a classroom, which I just did a couple days ago, I may not have all the little backpacks and stuff, but props does have it in their store. So we can go over there and kind of shop what they have.
Oh, that's great. Because
So
in
it
your time
saves.
frame, you need that plethora of to go to in like a panic mode or
Yeah. And
budget
like,
mode. I mean,
yeah, and we really had no money. I think in total, my goal was to get at under $2,000 for this set dressing.
for this.
And for this, yeah. And so I was able to pull like all the fruit in the background was all stuff I have
Oh wow.
that baskets I had, things I was pulling out. The shades, a couple years ago when we had a little bit of money, I invested in getting a bunch of shades for the windows that we have and just, some blinds, some roll down
Smart.
shades, and then we have like a pretty substantial drapery storage as well, a
Mhm.
big closet full of all kinds of drapes that fit our windows, which is they're kind of oddly shaped windows. They're
Yeah, they're pretty
higher
cool.
than normal. So everything's
Yeah.
pretty custom for this space. But this particular, these the lace window shades. So there's another set that we submitted for, which is the Hanacorn, and I had purchased
Let me see.
uh, some of those exactly those curtains there.
Oh, these.
Um,
Oh,
those right there. Yes,
yeah.
I had purchased those for that bit, but my crew lost them, and so I was planning on using them for Sesame Street, and so it was literally like, the morning before we're shooting, and they told me we can't find them. We can't find them anywhere. And so I happen to live by Joanne's, may it rest in peace.
Yeah. I mean,
But I just rolled in there and just we ended up making these on the fly. Um,
all of our resources are slowly dwindling away. It's so sad. I don't.
it's really, really sad. And especially if you've been to the fabric district lately, like it's a total ghost town and it's just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get down there as much as I can for things like this.
That and the flower mart and
Yeah.
yeah, just trying to support those businesses down there that have been affected by the raids and ice and all of that awful things going on. And that affects our world. I mean, those vendors aren't opening and that affects us too. And you know, it's
Yeah.
awful. You have great, I was gonna bring that up. You have some great posts um on your Instagram, and it's hdecor8 is your Instagram, which you
Yes.
have some really great photos of what you've been doing down there. And that flower piece that you guys did on the show was fantastic too. Yeah,
Yeah, that
great
was
stuff.
really cool because we had Diego Luna as our guest host, and he wanted to really put a focus on all of the stuff that's been going on in Los Angeles because we really are under siege, under attack
Yeah,
from for no reason. And so he said, "Yeah, like, can you just like go down to the flower mart and just b- buy a bunch of stuff and bring it back?" And we ended up over 2 days. We went to the flower mart and we kept filling my truck up, and we just walked around to as many vendors as we possibly could and just gave them as much money as we possibly could. And I will say to our EPs, like they fully supported it. And we did a first pass, where we spent, I don't know, $3,000 or something. And then they said, go get more. And
yeah,
they kept giving me money. So it was fun, but it also was like uplifting because these people, it meant so much to them. And then we brought all the flowers back and we gave them to people in our audience and our staff, obviously, because we had so many flowers.
yeah. It was an abundant, but it was beautiful.
Thank you.
Visually, it was beautiful and just a beautiful sentiment of, trying to help out what's going on.
Yeah.
Um, I do want to get back to, so did Oscar call you? Like, how did Oscar?
I don't know exactly what happened, but the way we found out was that he wanted to come and do a bit. And so, Jimmy's Aunt Chippy is sort of our resident grouch. So we thought it would be funny, like, to have them do this bit together. And it was magic. And, I don't know if you've ever worked with the Muppets
No,
before.
I was gonna get in. I've talked to people who have, so I know the constraints and the things that they need, which you can talk about. But it's dressing that it falls on us.
It's a lot of covering up, the puppeteer, or just, like in the case of like Kermit, like, creating chairs that where there's accessibility for the puppeteer to be behind the chair, but you can't tell that
Yeah,
there's a hole and somebody with his arm
yeah.
maneuvering things. But once, once these Muppets get on set, it is just such magic. It just melts your heart. Like, there's just something about it I can't even describe. It's
Oh,
just,
yeah. It's your
it's,
child. I mean, it's influence. It's your childhood. It's magic. It's like I believed in you. It's amazing.
and there's something too with like the brain. And we were all talking about this, but like, you can see the puppeteer and you can see Oscar, but they're not connected, right? It's just that's just Oscar and he's
Yeah,
there and isn't he so cute?
yeah, yeah. Oh my God, that's great. Um, yeah, it would be I would put that on a bucket list of like things to decorate for myself of like something with the Muppets. Um, so how many days from Oscar calling to this shooting?
So I think again, I like the prep was extended, but it was like 2 weeks.
Mm,
But it was, really in truth, it was about a week because there was so much back and forth. Are we going to be able to do this? Can we afford it?
right.
But and so this whole set was put together, like built and painted and decorated over the course of 2 days.
Wow.
Um, and then we shot it after a show one night. Like Jimmy just went upstairs and we shot this whole thing after the show,
Mm.
after a full day's worth of work. Um,
Do you
the one thing that I want to note too about this studio space that we shoot in is we are in an old Masonic temple and it's a historic building. And so very few things fit in the elevator.
right.
And so it's sort of like working like in New York or something where you're on location and you have to like take everything
All the
upstairs.
walls and yeah.
We
What?
have we have some walls stored in this room, so they're easy to pull, but we don't have carpenters on the show. We share our carps with General Hospital.
Mm.
So if we have something like this that needs to be built and tweaked a little, they'll come over and bring all their tools, and then their paint department will show up and paint it all.
It's good aging.
Yeah,
It's good
no, they're
aging.
really it's
Yeah.
great. It's great stuff.
So
And
so wait a minute. Where I thought it was a theater. I'm confused now.
okay,
I know
so
it's like the El Capitan and then Jimmy's Theater, and that was a temple?
yeah, it's kind of like if you look into the history of it, it's really kind of amazing. Like it was
Masonic
built in
temples
like
are usually gorgeous and like
yeah,
really detailed, but very plain outside.
yeah, and it was built in 1921, and it was the Hollywood Masonic Temple,
Oh wow.
and the design and construction was led by John C. Austin, who was also involved with the building of LA City Hall, Griffith
Oh
Observatory,
wow.
and the Shrine Auditorium, and then it was developed by the lodge master at the time, this guy named Charles E. Toberman, who was also responsible for the Hollywood Bowl, the Roosevelt, and the Chinese Theater.
Oh.
And it's a very interesting building. And there's been rumors that there was a tunnel that connected our building with the Chinese Theater, so that when they had premieres,
Oh. You
the
could see
talent
talent.
could go in and out without being seen.
I need you to find that. Can you find
Well,
that?
I mean, I've some people in my crew have said they've seen evidence of it. And so, it's kind of interesting. They do run like during the Oscars, there is a tunnel where they run cables from our back parking lot
Uh-huh.
to the Dolby, or whatever it's
Yeah.
called now.
I don't know what it's
And
about.
and they do a cable line. So there are tunnels existing underneath Hollywood Boulevard for purposes like that.
Wow. This is awesome. I need you to let's find that tunnel. I need
I
to get in
know. I know, but
there.
if ever you want to come by, like it's really fun. Like this building it's so wackadoodle. Like there's really ornate carvings and because it's historical, there's certain things we can't touch.
Right.
And you, we've sort of just really taken over the space, but it's like sometimes you look up and it's like, oh my God, there's a balcony up there. And it's just your imagination goes like, whoa, what was that balcony used
Well,
for?
that's what I was wondering, like, why is your space only 30 by 30? But if it's this pre-existing, like, historical building, now I get it. You can't do anything. Can't.
Yeah, because I mean, we have the main, like where Jimmy does his tape show, and that seats about 240 people in the audience, and then you go up from there, which is like what they call ground level, and there is a lobby, which is where we do band performances, but we also use that as a shooting space.
Mm,
Uh, so it's like sometimes we'll have the east lobby going with a full dress set, and then on
right.
the other side of the lobby we'll have um a band come in and they're setting up, you know and then oftentimes we'll also have the performance stage in the back parking lot, and that
Yeah, I've
that is
seen all that. Such a huge setup that goes on there.
that's a
It's crazy.
it houses up to 1,000 people. So sometimes, like the entire block is shut off and we have like all these people coming in and out. It's crazy. It's a really crazy little thing.
I was there once, in the green room years and years, like 20 years ago or whatever. That's the only thing I've ever seen of the show.
Well, it's funny. So I started on the show. I used to decorate the Man Show for all four seasons of the Man Show when Jimmy and Adam were on it. And when Jimmy left the Man Show, he got his talk show, and he took us all over with him. So I started off doing Kimmel, and the EP at the time, he was like, you know what, we can't get any guests. So what we need to do is we need to create ways for people to want to be at our show. And so he came up with this whole idea of having this green room, which was more like kind
Yeah.
of a hip nightclub kind of
Yeah.
thing. And so he had me design. He basically, like, at the time, I was kind of half living in New York and half living in LA, and he sent me around all these different places in New York and just said, I want to kind of recreate this vibe at our theater. But I only had $30,000 to do that space and the entire building,
Ugh.
like as far as dressing rooms and all that stuff. So I did it, and it became a thing. Like
Yeah.
sometimes we would have, like, you name it, hanging out in the dressing room, but we'd have, like, Adam Carolla and Kathy Griffin as like our hosts for the night,
Yeah.
and we only were able to get them to come over like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like it was really crazy. But the way that they brought me back to the show a few years ago was they called me and they said, we want to redo the green room again. And I was like, okay, I'll listen, because I just come off of doing 5 other shows that year. It was nuts.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, it'd be kind of fun to do a little interiors project. And they said, listen, we want to invest in the green room and the dressing rooms, as a way of showing Jimmy that we believe in him and we want him to extend his contract. So they let me just have a lot of fun, and I was able to completely revamp the space.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's still a really cool, funky space, and you know,
I have to say kudos to those producers who do that, who bring people back. Like that doesn't always happen. Like even from part 1 to part 2 from a film, sometimes the loyalty isn't there and everything, and it's like for me it's like it's hurtful. It's like, "Oh, they redid that and they didn't even ask us," or they Especially now, there's a lot of things where there's vignettes for like FYCs and everything, and they'll create all of these things and they won't ask any of us to be a part of it. I find it so hurtful. So
Yeah.
kudos to those producers for like, oh, we remember who did this and let's redo it, and give it to her. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, in truth, like this has always been sort of like my family, like
Mm.
everybody there. And, I left the show in 2005 to have my daughter, and it was really a hard decision for me. But um, I, I thought, okay, well, I need to keep moving. I want to keep doing different things. And this is just going to be the thing that, but, but Jimmy kept bringing me back in, like, for different design things around the building. And, I never once felt like I was out of the picture, even though, I wasn't on the show technically for 17 years.
Isn't
But
that funny? It went like
it's
that.
been, it's been like winning the lottery, getting back over there. I mean, it's just such a great group of people. I can't even like express how much I appreciate Jimmy and everything he does. And he's just genuinely such an amazing person. And it's just an honor to work for him.
No, I have heard nothing but good things about him and Molly and like just like the good crowd and the good vibes that they bring in like this family environment. So that's awesome
Yeah,
to hear too.
it is special. It's special.
In that time though, you did Hell's Kitchen,
Hmm.
which was I had to be fun. I mean, but I remember you being very demanding. At least I remember hearing from you. At least like it's a very
I
demanding
mean,
show.
it's kind of crazy because like back when I was at Kimmel in the early days and I sort of had this, attitude like many of us have had over time about reality. And I, said, oh, I'm never going to do reality. Like, this is crazy. Like, no, I'm a scripted decorator, not doing this. But my production designer, who had been, I'd been working with for a number of years, he started doing Hell's Kitchen, and he had a young family, and he said to me, Heidi, like, this is kind of a great way to go because
Yeah.
we can prep these things, and it doesn't have the same pressure, the daily pressure that we had at Kimmel or other places. So he kind of swayed me, and I thought, okay, what's the worst thing that can happen? I'll come over and play. Why not?
Yeah.
And then I ended up doing between all of Gordon's shows, I think I did 26 seasons
Yeah.
of different,
Yeah.
Master Chef, MC Junior, Hell's Kitchen, and it was really cool because my background is in interior design. I studied interior design,
Me too.
and John Janos, who's the production designer that I'm talking about, he is an architect. He's a licensed architect. And so with Hell's Kitchen, we would be building restaurants from
Yeah.
scratch.
I remember I went there when you were on like Jefferson, like down by there.
Mhm. Yeah.
I went to
Yeah.
that set once. I forget why. I think it was on Bones, and I think we were going to shoot there.
Oh,
I think we scouted it to shoot that kitchen, or there was something about they needed a kitchen, and so something Hell's Kitchen like offered up to let us shoot there, but then we didn't. Something
that would
like
have
that.
been
So I
fun.
saw it. Yeah. Oh no, I'm sure there was a dead body coming out of the oven or something. That would have been awful for you, I'm sure.
Yeah. It was always crazy. Like, I think people didn't realize, they thought that it was just like a restaurant that existed. And
You
and
were in like a warehouse down in like LA.
warehouses. We shot in old Costco's, we shot at the old IKEA, like you name
Oh
it.
my
Like we
God.
we would fashion whatever we could. Like, yeah, it was crazy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, how many dishes have you picked out?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Yeah, and lots of dishes.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like at least with MasterChef in particular, is very highly stylized, and I was very involved with every single thing that we did. And I'd work very closely with the trade out people in terms of what we offered up as plateware for the contestants. There was like a trend a number of years ago where everything was square plates,
Right. Right.
and it's a funny Gordon story, but like Gordon doesn't like squares. He doesn't like square tables. He doesn't like
Oh.
square plates. He does. It's like he really, really. It's like a real thing for him. He's actually since let go of this, but A contestant grabbed a square plate and plated it, and Gordon flipped out. He was like, "No square plates." And so from that point on, we had to like get rid of anything that was remotely square, even if it was a platter, anything.
Oh my god, that poor person got kicked off the island because you had some square plates in there.
Yeah, because of me.
That no, it was because of him. I watched a lot of those seasons. I mean, it was great television. It was like he did a lot to those people, and the bedrooms and everything you had to do. You had to do all the background, all of that.
Yeah, it's all built. It's all
Yeah,
even like the plumbing for the bathrooms and everything the kitchens for the contestant areas and
right.
all that stuff. It's all heavily designed and oftentimes we would have like a 4-month prep just getting that because again, we'd have to work with, getting things to code so that like the water's hot enough for cleaning dishes and things like that.
And but because I met those guys. I don't think it was your team. They were nominated the year I was nominated. I think 2009. But I think it was another team, wasn't it?
I think it's the same one.
Were you
It was
nom?
always John and Robert
I
at
was think-
at Hell's Kitchen.
oh, maybe I was thinking of something else. I don't
They're
know.
still there.
They're still there.
They're
The
still
two
doing it.
guys.
Yeah.
One's like bald.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's Robert.
Yeah. Those guys were so fun. I met
They're the
them.
best.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm having breakfast with them tomorrow. So
I
excited.
saw them at the last designer drinks and I was, do you remember me from
Yes.
2009?
Yes. Yes.
We hung out
Yeah.
at the Emmys. Yeah.
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 Exactly. They were both there. Yeah.
So they were nominated in 2009. Were you?
Mhm.
Oh, you were.
I can't remember the first time. I'd have to look at IMDb. The
Well,
first time I got nominated.
it's not on your IMDb, so you better get that on there.
What?
I'm telling you that right now. It's
I
not.
should have
Oh,
it.
wait, see all. Maybe I'm not in the thing. Directors Guild. I mean, you've had Primetime Emmys 2010.
So
No.
2010 probably was like the first time I came on.
That's your Art Directors Guild for Hell's Kitchen. Art
Oh,
Directors
yeah,
Guild,
yeah. That was we
Hell's
won.
Kitchen. Yes, you won in
Yeah.
2009, nominated 2011, nominated in 2012 for Hell's Kitchen. And then you won for MasterChef in 2013. Congrats. You
Thank
won
you.
the SDSA award for the Harry Potter Hogwarts Tournament of Houses 22, which was a spectacular set. It really was.
Wonderful.
And you won the Art Directors Guild for that also. And you've been nominated for the SDSA award for Big Brunch, the SDSA award for Dinner Party with Jose Andres and Jimmy Kimmel last year. Well, that's
And this
2000
year.
and this year. And then nominated this year. Yeah. I've never
Yeah.
had the Art Directors Guild award, although they don't even give the decorator a statue, so I don't really care, but it's eluded me 7 times, so I'm fine with
No, and John is always so inclusive. Like he's
it.
like, I'm not going on that stage by myself. You're coming
Yeah.
up with me. Like he's just he's such a wonderful collaborator and it's a joy to work with him. So
Yeah,
I
he's
hope
great.
that we get to work together in the
Yeah.
future.
Um, Now let's get back to Jimmy and and we're talking about your nominated sets. We're showing nominated sets, but I mean, what was your thing? You had 220 sets this past year?
So no, we do 220
220
shows,
shows. Wow.
give or take a few, throughout the year. Each year we produce that many shows. Because we shoot Monday through Thursday, and so we have some hiatuses here and there, but yeah, it was honestly like doing the submission for this was challenging because we had so many different things that I could have selected, but I really tried to go for things that we spent a lot of time designing. There was a set we did with George Clooney and Brad Pitt where Jimmy is basically it's like sort of like a dark film noir kind of thing where it's
Right.
like an old office from the 40s kind of thing and he's walking in and he's putting a hit out and these guys are hitmen and they're gonna and of course it's Matt Damon and he's gonna,
Right.
and so I really was torn about should we submit that one or not. But I felt like it just didn't showcase as much design wise in terms of like
Well,
what we've done.
this set's really big.
Well, let me tell you. Okay, so this set I love talking about. It's our Hanacorn set, and every year we do a bit with this one of our writers, Gary Greenberg. He dresses up like this character where he's like a Hanacorn, where he's, got a Hanakia on his head, and usually it's just something that takes place in the show where he'll run out and he'll have like his little dreidel dog or whatever. But for this one, they wanted to do sort of a Hallmark special, sort of like a trailer for a
Yeah.
Hallmark movie that, of course, was never made. But um, he did it with the Hawktua girl, which
I know.
I know. So I
Which
mean,
is
and unfortunately, there was like some crypto like controversy that came out right after we shot this, and so it was like, oh man, I hope this makes camera, because sometimes when those things happen, like,
then
you
they just
know,
cut it.
it gets pulled. But
Yeah.
so this set we shot in, all three of these sets we shot in our east lobby, which is a 20 by 30 space.
Oh my God.
And we had to design it like an onion, essentially. So we had to basically, each set was constructed within the other thing. So
Mm,
of the exterior wall with the window,
right.
that was placed in front of the little shop. And so this shop, um, sort of where a lot of the action takes place. It's a matzo ball on a stick kind of shop. It was hilarious because typically people don't associate matzo balls with Hanukkah.
Right.
So I had to go to like Cambridge Farms and get all this stuff, and they were all looking at me like it was absolutely insane for buying Passover food
At this
during
time. Yeah.
Hanukkah. Um, but so it first was this shop, and then all the walls. We basically ran in, and we pulled the walls, and it opened up to this.
Oh wow. It's
So
like three.
the front counter for the storefront flipped around, and it was this great piece that I got at
This
Lenny Marvin. So
this
this thing with the black counter on top,
oh this
um, it did double duty, and we flipped
became
it
this.
around, and it became like a kitchen island.
Oh wow.
And so they
Good
wanted
idea.
sort of a real sort of built up uh, family sort of restaurant. Like, this has maybe been in his family for generations, and he, has developed it into this matzo ball shop. Um, I mean, it was so much fun to get to do this level of
Yeah.
layering.
I mean, there's so much. There's every crevice. It has detail in it. It's
Yeah,
a
it was
lot.
really, really. This is just like my dream to get to really like get into stuff like this. We only had, I want to say, maybe a week and a half to prep all of
Mm,
this.
that's a lot.
Um, and it was during our craziest time of year, which is like the in between time between Halloween and Christmas. We are just doing
Oh yeah.
all kinds of bits, and every crevice of the building is being shot with something. And so it was just really fun to be able to pull this together. My team was just outstanding. Like, I just am so grateful to all of them.
It's a lot of work there, and then the different setups that you had to do.
Yeah, it's like we had to keep like each one, there was like pulling apart an onion. So it's like we just kept, okay, it's like take away that external thing, then it's the shop, then then it's the kitchen. Now they're they're working a pottery wheel. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just really, it was crazy. And um the the DP was all about little twinkly lights, which was kind of an afterthought, which I ended up being okay with. It wouldn't have been my first choice, but as it often goes, we end up doing
Yeah.
a lot with lighting.
Yeah. It's weird because DPs either love them or hate them. And the ones that love them, and then I don't like them. Like
Yeah.
I get it when it's in the mood lighting, or it's in like a teenage bedroom, or it's like they got a prom. Like I get it. But there are times like then you look at this and you're like, well, that's nice little soft lighting back there. Okay. Like I
Yeah.
so you kind of
It's
give into it, but I don't know any decorator that's really into twinkle lights.
Yeah, it was not my first choice, but it was such a goofy bit, and
Yeah.
it all was edited together so fast. Like, it worked for that. It just was so goofy and so silly. And, if anybody wants to watch it, I think it's a lot of
It
fun.
is. It is a lot of fun. It's on YouTube. All of these bits are on YouTube if anybody wants to once again because they're all hilarious and it's like it is. Everything's so fast. It's like all of our worlds. It's like, oh, they didn't see that or they cut that together, but we're only there to lend to it and the comedy and that's what's important. But the the elf on the shelf bit is hysterical.
Yeah, this
This
one was
whole
really
bit
fun.
is so great.
This set, so this was kind of a funny situation because we built this set in October, and it's the first time we saw it was in like some Halloween bits. Like I forget, we do a lot of integrations on our show, so
Mm,
like we're also shooting commercials essentially
right.
as pre-tapes, and so we had built it for an integration with Guillermo, and then they just sometimes we're moving so fast and they're like, okay, we need a dining room. Okay, can we just make the living room be a dining room now? And then like you change directions and now it's a dining room and there's
Right.
a. And so this one we had actually seen on camera a couple of times. We just kept repainting it, and um,
Nobody
we
knows.
have a massive amount of Christmas decorations. We have like a full container that we keep in our parking lot. And so it's like, all right, we need another tree. Okay, I think I have like 8 big trees that I can just fly in at any moment.
Oh my God.
And
It's
our prop team just went to town, like creating these incredible elves
yeah,
where
the elves are ridiculous.
they're ridiculous, and like they're just so detailed. Like one of our prop makers is John Neal, and he is like a master pumpkin carver, and so
Oh
he
wow.
can sculpt things like nobody's business. Like it just blows my mind.
Oh,
Like he can,
talent.
yeah, he can look at a photo and just like create
Ugh,
these amazing. So we had, JD Vance and Elon and
Trump.
you know
Yeah, yeah.
it was a lot of fun. And I just really loved the way that they shot it. I
Yeah,
thought it really highlighted all the different parts of the set that.
it's really put together well, I would say. Like the whole bit and everything is very I don't know. It's fun with the whole cabinet with them just sitting there and then like the kids playing and then the kids turn on them and like better
And that
doing their
was kind of
chores
technical
and
too, because we had to really work together with props to figure out, okay, what are the heights of these dolls? What kind of shelving can we put it into that will make sense? And then how will we fill the cabinet so that
yeah.
it doesn't like distract, but yet it looks like it just would be in someone's home. Uh,
So
so
so you but when I ask like how much prep or how much when did you shoot this? It's not a fair question because you're also doing like 20 other things at the same time, but it's
yeah,
still relatively everything's so quick. I just have this like imagination of like you guys are just running every day doing stuff
we
and like even though it might only be like a 3-minute clip, whatever it is, it's a lot of dressing. It's a lot of logistics to get it there.
it's insanity. And I rely so much on my truck and their ability to maneuver through town and get things to and from the
Yeah.
stage, because a lot of times it's not just that we're picking things up, we're also doing returns,
Yeah.
and so it's like they are just zipping back and forth, and it just blows my mind how, like, I go to Warner Brothers a lot, and it's not easy to get a truck spot.
No, you still have to reserve a spot. Your truck has to reserve a spot to do their pickups. I don't know about returns. I don't know
Yeah,
because
returns are easier because you can just, kind of take them, whatever. But it is very challenging because obviously the best place for me to go in a real last minute thing, like I've literally had them come to me at 1 o'clock and say, we need an Italian restaurant. Marjorie Taylor Greene just did something crazy. So we need to recreate an Italian restaurant. And we need it here by show, which is, we shoot at 4:30.
oh my
And
God.
so if I didn't have, you know, Lenny Marvin on speed dial
Yeah.
you know, or, you know, Universal or Warner Brothers that we could just pull into and tag and grab,
Where
like
you used to have a mega right there. I mean,
I know,
that's
and that's the sad thing, like, I love going to Omega,
yeah,
but it's just such a commitment to send the truck,
yeah.
so we
No, but
go there
same
as
when it
much
was
as
in
we can.
Hollywood, it was right
Oh,
there. Well, that's the same thing with HSG. I used to go all the time, now I'm part like,
and
"Now you're too
PSW
far."
too, back in the day,
But I
like,
love them.
PSW.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
PSW, yeah.
it was just yeah, it's really hard, so,
Because it's
I
traffic
don't
in
know.
LA. All of these prop houses have sort of migrated to the valley, which is great for them because I believe the rent is cheaper or what, and they can have bigger spaces for the money and everything. It's just, if you're not in the valley, if you're not shooting in the valley, or even when you are, but sending a truck to go get something is kind of like a 4-hour turnaround. If you tell them to leave right now. And then if you're not up against their lunch, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things going on, and so you're like, if to get that back to set and set it up for something to shoot by 4:30, if your truck isn't out the gate by like 10 o'clock, it's really it's such a really tight dress.
And it's a lot. I hate having to constantly ask for rush orders from all of my
Yeah,
salespeople. Like I
yeah,
just hate it. Like it just but everybody works so well with us. Like they will do whatever they can to help us out. And we're so lucky to have the resources that
yeah,
we have.
yeah. We are really lucky, and so sad that the ones that have gone away are just like, oh, I know I could go to Faux for that. And you're like, oh, it's not there anymore. Like, it's just, it's heartbreaking sometimes of like the things that we're losing, which really sucks.
Yeah.
Um, so those are just some, I mean, you should really do a count of how many sets you do through the season because look at this one. This is like
Yeah.
a dance floor extravaganza, balloons, and like, this is a
This was so
party.
much fun. This is our lobby stage where we have like all kinds of bands. Like, currently we pretty much just exclusively shoot our band performances on the lobby stage.
Mhm.
But this we had set up for it was a Skechers integration for Guillermo, and he was like dancing with backup dancers and like, it was kind of crazy.
Oh, it's fun. It's like a
It was
disco. It's a lot of Mylar. It's a lot of
a
going
lot of
on.
Mylar.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love that. And then high school reunion. All I know is I looked at that and I was like, those streamers take a lot. It takes a lot of time to get those streamers correct and
It
like
was
all in line and like falling at the same height. And that's a lot.
and that we had a day to dress that.
Oh,
And it was crazy. Yeah, it was another integration. And um we got the sign from Zedonk, which I love
oh yeah.
stuff that she does. Like it's
Yeah.
just incredible.
She
Like
has great stuff.
it's just such a great resource to be able to go get that, pick it up and go. And then the garage was we have these reoccurring bits with Mike Lindell, the pillow guy, and we have this guy James who plays him, and it's outrageous. Like
Yeah.
he's always doing wackadoodle things. Like this one, uh, he was trying to, get some liquid cash, and so he was like taking like money and putting it into a blender and whatever. But they wanted a real layered, uh, you know, garage type space. And so this I really had a lot of fun pulling stuff for because I just thought of like the kinds of things he would have in his
Yeah.
garage. And it was just super awesome. Like the artwork that I have leaned up against
Oh
the
my
wall,
God.
we've seen on other sets with
The
him.
Trump with a lion and like has like the Christ crown of thorns on and like uh, yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah, and so like it's sort of like, a continuation. So like we'll next time you see Mike Lindell, you'll probably see one of those pieces of art. And it's just yeah, we just keep doing it.
Um, are most of the sets 2 or 3 wall?
Most are three.
3.
Uh, yeah, for the most part, they're three wall sets. This particular one was a two wall set.
And Jimmy's
This,
rabbit hole, which is an
yeah,
hysterical
I don't know.
bit.
It's insane. It's all this whole thing has been nominated. I think in the short category, and it is such a greatly produced piece
Yeah.
because there's so much editing and
There's so many graphics.
research, the graphics, like everything. And so this the bunny artwork uh, was something that Jimmy's brother John is one of our directors, and he came up with this art. And we this set we actually it took us multiple days to dress because we just wanted to keep layering it. And I had
Yeah.
all this sort of conspiracy stuff. It was so much fun to shop for, and I'm sure it totally altered my shopping algorithm because it was
I
like
know, right? Look at all your
buying
like
crazy.
little rabbits and like the Abraham Lincoln sitting there and then the aliens and the space stuff and
We
like
just wanted like Jimmy's sort of just like this like, guy who's just living in this space and just layers upon layers. And we dusted everything up after we dressed it just to make it seem like it was really nasty kind of. But yeah, the bits that we did so we kept this set standing for a while because we recorded over several bits over a period of time, and Jimmy would also shoot those after the show.
oh yeah.
um but it's a really fun bit.
Are these are did you have these articles made or are these just weirdo
So what
articles out of the
we
National
have
Enquirer?
we went and got stuff, and then we worked with our lawyers
Hmm.
in terms of like what we could show and not show, and everything was very cleverly like placed so
Yeah.
that we would cover up anything that was kind of, because we have a graphics department, but they're also like us doing a million things, and so to be able to pull that off,
Yeah.
and
It's a lot.
it was kind of like an overnight ask. It was like the director wanted more of this kind of stuff. And so the only way to do it was to go get actual magazines, but to totally just
Yeah. I do it all I mean,
combine
you
it.
have to obscure or, like, open up the magazine to, like, a page and then put, like, another book on top of it, like, we can't show anything. You can't
Can't show anything.
well,
Yeah.
the weird thing is now, like, with books, before, you could only see the spine, you couldn't see and you couldn't see the cover, and now you can see the cover, but you can't see inside the books. I had books on Dr. Odyssey, these medical books, and I had them open, and we had to make fake pages for the insides of the book. You can't. I said, "Who? No one. You can't read that. What is like?"
It's insane what they fixate on. I know, like we just with the classroom set that we just did, we couldn't hang up any maps.
Ugh,
Like maps are you can't know, you can't have any maps.
it's
Like
unbelievable.
it's insane. Like, and it's just okay.
I want to go back
All
to the
right, no
Family
maps.
Ties days where they were playing like Monopoly and nobody cared. Like, it's like it's so stupid. No one cares. Like, no one is gonna. The suing right, and the like fear of being sued is like crazy. But yeah, so I do the same thing whenever there's like bulletin boards and everything. If it's graphics can't make it and you have to layer it, it's just like, well, give me 3 graphics and I'll put the rest up and then I'll put your shit on top because we don't have time for that and we don't want to get sued. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
This what we're looking at is a lovely set, little home kitchen dining set. Really beautiful chairs. I really like those chairs.
So I have to tell you, like, this was like my favorite set that we've done, but it never made air. It
Oh.
never, like, literally, the shoot was canceled. Like the next, like as soon as we basically put the last, fruit on the plate, it
Oh.
was like, oh, you know what? We're not doing it. So like we had to literally like I was so into the set, and it goes like into other rooms. Like there's like a whole pantry that we had dressed, and it was like really layered, and
Yeah.
then there's like a hallway, and I just was so pleased with how this turned out, and it was
Yeah.
like, and now it's going away.
I hate that. It's such a bummer. It's so much work and then you're like, "Okay." Well,
Yeah,
or
but
yeah.
it's a part of the process,
Yeah. I mean, I think we've all you just get used to it. It used to be like I would take things a lot more personal, but now it's like, okay, for
No,
another
you can't.
time. No, you
It
can't.
can't be personal at all.
No.
Yeah.
This is a photo of a cute little like pink and flowery little bathroom. It is a bathroom, right? Or bedroom? Is it a
Yeah,
bedroom?
this was a bathroom, and it was like a live to show bit where we had oh my God, I'm blanking right now. The vice presidential candidate last year, Tim,
Oh,
no,
Tim
not
Waltz.
Tim.
Tim Waltz.
Tim Waltz, yes, Tim
Yeah.
Waltz. I'm like, not Tim Kaine,
Yeah.
Tim Waltz.
Yeah.
Um, he was, we had him being played by Andy Richter, and he was basically kind of like a, hey, I'm gonna go help this old lady like fix her plumbing, like because he, he's
He's a
that kind of guy,
do-gooder.
like
Yeah.
yeah, and so he was like it was there was green screen elements, but we had to essentially look like we were flushing Mike Lindell down the toilet. So it was like, it was this very technical thing, but this space was so much fun to get to do something like this because,
And this is like you have like 2 days or something. Like this is
yeah,
like yeah.
exactly.
This is
Yeah, I think maybe for this one we had three because there was paint and there it was a build. And I our art director Hillary Burgode, like we thought it would be really fun to take the fabric from the shower curtain and recreate sort of like a matching wallpaper
mm,
uh, to insert into the the bookcase or whatever
yeah, it's
the
beautiful.
armoire. And so we were able to do some layering and character development stuff with this, and it was
I
really
love the
fun.
art. You have like this coordinating like pink thread through everything and like cats and like
Yeah.
it's very funny.
Yeah, it was like our production designers, he thought it'd be really funny if she was this cat lady. And yeah, it was fun.
This is hysterical to me. It's like a ice fishing shed.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
spectacular, this set. I love all the
This,
layering. I love the aging. I mean, the build of it is great.
thank you so much. This was really, really fun. We built this in our East Lobby as well. And we have actually brought this set back like a sort of refashioned version of it. So we've seen it twice. But it's so much fun to do this
Yeah.
and just like get all these different things and think about like if you're in an ice shack, like what would you, you know, what would you need? What would you
Heat.
want?
Yeah, that pot belly stove. I need some heat.
Yeah, that I love that little potbelly stove, which I bought from Lowe's for like less than $200.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't believe it. Um, And yeah, this was just a really fun thing. We did this for an integration initially, and then we repurposed it for a Mike Lindell bit. But it was just really cool because I don't know, it was really kind of technical. Like, how do you make the fishing hole look real? And we played around with like putting icicles everywhere, but that just looked hokey and strange. And
But what is that just a graphic that has the circle that looks 3D? Like what is that?
No, the whole set is raised
Oh, wow.
on a deck, and we cut the hole out, and so it's just literally like white fabric. And then I think he was like throwing things in there and handing things back up again. So like there was prop people down below the
Oh my
deck.
God. That's so
Um,
funny.
yeah,
That's awesome. Mm.
yeah, and I love this set because it's one of those things that like you may see for like a minute of time on our show, but it just gives me so much joy like to be able to just have the photograph to keep around because like
Yeah.
as soon as we shoot this thing we tear it apart.
Yeah, it's gone.
And this was precious. Yeah.
Isn't it great the because I love like that you get to do like a million different things. Like it's not like all police stations or like I have done that, but I am always thankful that I worked on Bones because yeah, we had the lab and then we had the police station, but they were out in the wild all the time. Like I did so many cool sets. And like Parks and Rec, yeah, it was an office, but then we did crazy shit. Like I feel like I've been very lucky of not being just in a police, or doing I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like we've been
And
and
all the
with
fantasy
this,
stuff
yeah,
that
but
you do.
and
Yeah.
with this, it's like you don't you like there's no limit to what they can think up for you to do. Like that's fantastic.
It's really, I mean, it's really like, I kind of like going along with the ride of what the writers come up with, because it's just every day is totally different. Like yesterday, we were on location scouting stuff for beekeepers, and so I was learning about bees, and it was super cool. Like, and we recently shot something with the Compton Cowboys,
Oh.
and it's like you
Oh,
learn about
wow.
all these different things where like there's like this whole area in Compton where they have horses
Yeah, you're
and
allowed to keep
it's like
horses. It's crazy.
well, yeah, I don't know all the details, but yeah, there's this place where it's like a community thing where kids, from the community can, be around horses and yeah, and we've done things with Star Wars and we've done things, with period stuff. Like frequently we'll do um, you know, vintage Oval Office looks and things
Yeah.
like that. So, and where you have to research like, the American flag and how many stars were on the flag at that particular time.
Yeah.
And it's a lot, but there's never a dull moment for sure.
Oh, or you don't have a dull moment to spare over there. That's the other thing. It's like it's so on the go.
It is. But I love it. I've gotten to where I I don't know what to do with myself when we have a week off for hiatus. Like I'm just so used to the grind of it.
I'm trying to look up when voting is, but I can't find it on my calendar. But I believe voting is August 19th to I don't know. I'm trying to see when it is. I don't have it on my calendar for some reason, or it's not showing up. But
Oh, really? It's that late, huh?
is it? I mean, or is it the 11th to the 26th? It's something like that, maybe. Maybe it's August 11th to the 26th, but it's coming up. So there's time to look at Heidi's work and her team and just appreciate all the hard work that you guys have done and all those shows all year long. You don't have any extended, like you're not off when Jimmy's off, right?
No. No,
No.
no, no. That's when we kick it into high gear. Because it's like, yeah, he goes away, I think mid-June, and he comes back at the beginning of September. And so during that time period, I think there's 8 different weeks of guest hosts, and we are doing pre-tapes for each of those guest hosts. You typically will do two to three pre-tapes for produced pieces that will um, work into the show.
Oh God.
And then with this particular summer, we are in the middle of building and designing the Brooklyn set. And so every spare minute is just consumed with like prepping that or prepping one of the bits or, dressing a band look,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
You must have seen, I mean, I know you have. You've seen so many great bands. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. Like a lot of times, like I'm so like, I show my age because it's like, unless it was like
oh yeah.
somebody like pre 90s, I'm kind of like, who's that?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But
even Jelly Roll, I'm like, I only know Jelly Roll because he was on Howard Stern. Otherwise, I don't think I'd know the dude. But like, I don't know any of these people either anymore. I just don't. Nothing.
yeah, it's really I rely heavily on my crew, like in all areas. Like they're just and like just they keep me alive. Like and they're always like, oh yeah, this is who this person is or whatever. And oh they have this song or whatever. And
And
they
then you tell
keep
your
me.
kids that they're on, they're like, "What? Can I come see him?" Yeah.
Yeah,
um, I,
it's
I
fun.
I looked it up. It's the 18th to the 27th. My bad.
Oh,
18th to
okay.
27th. Well, bravo to all your hard work and your team and the designer and art director. It's a lot. You guys are unsung heroes here for late night. I swear, it's a lot going on every single night, not just once a week. So,
Yeah. And I thank you. And I'm most excited about this nomination because both Hillary and David have never been nominated before, even though they've been on the show for 20 years.
Oh, yay. Well deserved. Well
So it's like
deserved.
really, really, we're just so honored by everybody who voted for us, and we really appreciate it.
Oh, well, get voting, people.
Yes.
Get voting in that variety category. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you for
Thanks,
sweet time. Great to see you. I see a lot of you lately in the last couple of years, and I enjoy every time. So
I know,
you.
and you are just kicking ass as our governor. I'm so grateful to you and for everything that you and Raph have been doing for us.
It's fun.
Really.
It's fun. It's a lot of work, but it's fun. I really love it. So it's been good.
Well, you are great at it.
Thank you. That's very nice coming from you. Thank you very much. So, isn't it crazy when you hear how little time we all have? I mean, I don't think we can all emphasize enough that even if she says, oh, we had 2 weeks, you don't. You have like 2 weeks of, you were told about it, but things get finalized like late in the days, and then it goes through changes, and then for decorators, we have to wait for it to be built. We have to do this, the timing is on shows it's crunch time at all time. I gotta say, so bravo to Heidi and her team for pulling everything off, and good luck to Jimmy Kimmel. I hope it comes true this year. So thank you so much for listening to Decorating Pages. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review. It helps everyone find out about this podcast. When you review things, it goes higher up in the SEO or whatever the hell it is, and then people can find it. So don't miss out on more behind-the-scenes action and visual insights on the Decorating Page YouTube channel. I really appreciate all the support and likes and follows and all that jazz. And next week, you have Kalina Ivanov talking about the Penguin and the production design collective that she started. Her and her friends started. It's crazy. So I hope you got an earful. I'm Kim Wanup for Decorating Pages.